Hello, everybody. We're live again. If you didn't notice, I lied a little bit last time. We're gonna do this bi-weekly. Kind of give us time to rest as well. Give our weekends free a little bit since they are short. Give us a little bit of time here to rest. So this week we're gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. Like we said before, we're going to talk about like the shows like we like, the arcs we like, the duels we liked, maybe some card decks we like, that kind of thing. But first, since it's been a little bit, Nep, did you watch any new anime? And because of the winter lineup that actually started while we were recording the first episode, are you watching or going to be watching any of the new stuff? Or watched anything new?
I finished Aoni because that final episode aired.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, and besides that, I have stuff in my queue. I haven't actually watched any of it, but I got stuff in my queue. Like, I'll check all this out eventually. Like, I My Me, Surgical Friend, and Akiba's Trip, which I hear bad things about.
Yep, I have that on mine as well.
Yeah. I got Fate Grand Order on queue.
I have that on mine as well.
Nyanko Days.
I don't know what you just called me, but sure.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V is on Crunchyroll, so I put that in my queue.
Better watch it.
And then like Mish Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, like that's in my queue. What? Have you heard of it?
I did see the picture, and I'm like, who would watch this? And now that you said, I'm like, of course Nep would watch this.
So, yeah, this is all in my queue. I'll check everything out. I don't know what will stick, what won't, but we'll see.
Just looking at my queue, totally forgot about it. Yamishibai, Japanese Ghost Stories, is coming back for a 4th season. That episode might be out soon as of this recording, as we're doing this live. So obviously I'm going to be watching that more. Glad it's coming back. Obviously, I haven't, like Nep said, I have not watched any of these yet, except for one, which is Fuka. Clearly, I watched that. Captures everything perfectly. Love it. Still have all the emotions as I'm watching it, even though I know what's going to happen. So can't wait for that to keep going and cry my eyes out at a certain point. Like Nep said, a Akiba's Trip, because why not? Just why not? This one seems very me, even though it's not Yawamushi pedal, like shonen-y looking. It's Minami Kamakura High School Girls Cycling Club. It's about a cycling club. I haven't watched it yet. I hope I like it. I doubt I'll stick. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. I don't know what I'm going to stick with.
Ass shots.
What?
How many ass shots?
I don't think any. I think this is one of those more slice of life-ish kind of ones. I'm not sure.
That's a perfect anime for ass shots.
I mean, they're all wearing skirts in the picture here, so there probably will be. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I've not watched that either. Spirit Pact. I don't remember anything about this except for there's a girl exorcist and a guy who dies that becomes her like spirit partner in crime, kind of weird thing. I don't know. It sounded interesting, so plan on watching that. And Chaos Child is the other one that I have in my queue, minus the Fate Grand Order, which is just a movie, so I'll watch that whenever I feel like it. So other than that, that's all one new thing I did watch. I saw it in theaters this week. I did go see One Piece Film Gold, which was fantastic. It is a casino heist movie with One Piece characters.
They put that in American theaters?
Yes. Yes, they did. It should still be going on. I think it ends the 17th or something like that if it's in theaters. Don't know how many times it's going to be in theaters in certain areas. I think it's only one time in mine. So I got to see it on the first day. And it was fantastic. Yeah, it was so much fun. I was so hyped for that from the special and the TV filler episodes that were on. Lived up to it. That was a good, fun movie. But other than that, that's all the new stuff I watched. So, Nep, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh my god.
We like Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm just gonna put this magic card down. Don't notice it for now.
Okay, it's a magic card. He said it. He didn't say it was a trap, so I'm gonna attack him directly. No. So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. We keep talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. Even in the actual MUP show. I'm watching Arc V now, as it comes out. Not really as it comes out, but the episode's on Crunchyroll. Just slowly catching up, taking my time with it. And I mean, we grew up with it. We watched the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show on Saturday mornings, that kind of thing. So I figured we wanted to probably talk about maybe some of our favorite series, some of our favorite characters, maybe some of our favorite decks that we've seen, that kind of thing. So I guess we could start with favorite series. What's your maybe like top 3 series there, Nap?
Ironically, I've only seen 3.
Oh, see, that works.
So it'd be the first 3 by default.
All right.
Wow, way to start. Top 3.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those 3. I mean, I think everybody should have the first series on their list, especially us growing up with it. And that's what started it all. Which, to that, mine are the first series, GX, and actually watching Arc V now, it's fantastic. So that's easily in my top 3 now. Where Zexal was, but Zexal, I dropped off of it because it just was kind of getting
I played through all of the Zexal storyline on the game.
And that's what I want to do. I think I want to do that to see if I can actually maybe get into it more.
It gets weird.
Yeah, I stopped after their first season before they go into Heartland. That whole actually no, it wasn't still in Heartland. It's a weird, I forget. It's a weird last match that I watched, like with like weird timey-wimey stuff going on. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, have you seen the picture of the new Yugi for the new series? He looks like the hair keeps getting crazier and crazier.
What's the name of it?
Oh, I don't remember. I do not remember. I just remember seeing the picture saying, "Oh, here's a new Yu-Gi-Oh!" and then the picture of the new main character. And that's all I know. I have no idea if they're gonna add a new card stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. But so from those series, do you have any like favorite decks that you remember that you actually wanted to make when you were a kid, maybe?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Like, holy fuck, he reminds me of like an anime version of Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I found pictures. Like,
yeah, he looks.
Oh my god, like he looks spiffy
with
anime hair.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. I don't know when that's starting because I think Arc V is still going on. I'm not sure.
It should be ending soon.
It has to be ending soon if they announce this. But no, yeah, back to the decks. Do you have any favorite decks? Nope.
Like, I really love the decks from 5Ds. The one that the leader of the old gang, like he used this no hand deck where pretty much all his activations and effects and cards are when he has no cards in his hand. So he could do a bunch of bullshit just putting something in the top of his cards, or like making a gamble, like
Mhm.
forcing the other opponent to guess what his next draw is gonna be. And like also the most bullshit ability of all from all the duels I've seen, where once you go to 0 life points, you resurrect. And
It's actually kind of cool, actually.
like you have to have 0 cards in your hand for it to happen. And basically you need to get 3 hits on you again to be killed again. So like it was just a duel where he went to 0 and then that effect came in and he had to get 3 hits. But yeah, like it's kind of crazy. But
Hmm.
like I fucking love that's a thing. I don't know if it's an official card, but that is cool.
I was gonna say, if you know what it's called, I could maybe find out if it is.
I think it
Um,
was a monster effect that did it actually. Like it needed to be in his graveyard and it would do it. Like
yeah,
some ghost.
that seems really broken though. At the same time, if all it has to be is in the graveyard kind of thing, or some other, there has to be other things involved with it.
He has to
Um,
have no cards in his hand for it to even happen.
yeah, so yeah, I can see that kind of being broken a little bit, because people can put that in any deck, really, as long as they get that in there.
As
Um,
long as he can put everything on the field or in the
mhm.
graveyard or back to the hand or back to the deck itself.
um, yeah, so actually, on the same point with it probably not being real decks, I actually have two from GX that I really liked. One that actually got some cards here, um, which was the White Knight deck that Lexus used, or Asuka, depending on the version you watch. Um, she uses it once against Jaden.
When was that when she was mind possessed
Yes, it
or
was the Ice
yeah.
People and the White
Yeah,
Knight
that.
Dragon and all that stuff. The like how the White Knight cards worked was so interesting, and I wanted to make a deck around those. Because the White Knight Dragon had like a weird effect. I forget exactly what it did. Oh, it targeted spells and traps in some way. Um, and like negating their activation. But they like in the anime itself, there was more than just like the dragon and I think it was like the White Knight King and Queen or something like that. But we only got like those 3 monsters. And there was like a certain spell card, field spell that did something, which we sort of got something like that, but it wasn't the same. But the other fake deck, um, which is weird because in the game, the PS4 game, you fight against him, but the deck is based on the real cards instead of the funny, crazy, weird fake cards that are in the show. It's against oh shoot, I forgot his name.
Are you gonna say Exodios?
No. That's actually real. That's actually real cards.
Oh shit! Seriously?
Yeah. um, yeah, no, Exodia Necros, Exodius, and all that stuff, that's all real. I tried to implement it into my Exodia deck, and that didn't work really to what, because it requires you not winning by having the Exodia cards in your hand. So if you want to have that backup, you use it. But no, anyways, no, it was this alchemy deck. um, in the show, he used this like boiling pot infinite spell card where
Oh, the bullshit card.
yeah. So so then he would play like Mercury and like iron or something like that. And then they would like fuse together to make some weird stuff. But where it came to be real is those Primordius. I think it's the Primordius cards, the Sunheads people. where all of a sudden he's using them, and you fight him in the game, but the deck revolves around the sun people and necros, whatever it's called. That makes things go from, instead of the graveyard, they go to banished. But the TV show deck was so crazy weird. I was hoping that they would make that a deck, and they didn't. Trying to think. I mean, I use an Exodia deck when I played. I still have it somewhere. I probably should find out where that is.
I mean, sometimes the show bullshit became cards like destroying the moon.
Yeah, like that was definitely the first season.
That was so bullshit, and they made it into a real card.
They did not. Yeah, they did. That's one of the things that I saw in the PS4 game, that they had something about attacking the moon, and it was literally
it's a
giant soldier of stone stabbing the moon, and I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a bad card in the game, but it was really cool in the anime. Like, nobody would actually use that card.
No, like, unless you're putting it in your extra deck, where if you go up against somebody who has a water deck kind of thing, and you happen to have whatever cards there are to make that needed, then yes.
Literally, you have to do the condition that Yu-Gi-Oh did. Like, you have to have a rock monster in defense, go to attack, and then you can activate the thing.
Okay, I didn't know it was that crazy. I thought it was just...
It's stupid. No one's going to use it.
No, but it'd just be a fun card to have.
Oh my god.
So, from those shows, what are your maybe favorite characters or moments? Favorite duels, even, from those shows?
Well, I pretty much enjoyed all 5Ds, and then GX I ended up liking the second time around. Like, like yeah, like, I enjoyed that Jaden, he had like some duels where he never actually won against Show's brother, the Kaiser guy.
Cyber End.
Yeah, like, the best he ever did was tie, but he never won.
Mm-hmm. And they try to make that, like, show that like that he was a great duelist. Like, he was very good duelist. So, and that was a good thing that they actually made Jaden lose to him. And actually, sorry, I'm actually going back a little bit here to a deck that I liked. Totally fake. Two totally fake ones. One in Arc V, and I talked to you about this one, which was a food deck where you play a pantry card and then you use like food monsters, and their effects are like making your opponent's monsters like eat food, so they like lose power and maybe get so full that they die. Kind of weird stuff. Like, I wish that was a real deck. Just because it's food monsters and it's just interesting.
So, is there a now serving fried ricer?
There's a curry monster.
Close enough.
It's close. I'm trying to think. I feel like that sounds familiar, like something that they said, but I don't think so.
I actually watched the show, like, until it got canceled, because it barely lasted any episodes. Fighting Foodons.
Oh, dude, I loved Fighting Foodons. It was so good.
It did not last very long.
No, it didn't. But every time I hear the opening, or like the real song of the opening, like, I keep thinking like, oh man, Fighting Foodons, and then like I'm picturing like the meatballs and all that's. Anyways, we probably should get away from that show, even though we should watch that show. For sure. But there was that deck, and then in GX there is a point where Jaden has to fight against this tennis player, and he has a tennis deck where like all his cards are like, all right, put up a net, and then like, oh, here's the scorecard, like
Oh my god, that was so dumb and great.
It was so great. And again, like those stupid decks that like they make up but work, like they actually could work as decks, but they'd never make, are the ones that disappoint me the most because those are the ones I always enjoyed, just because of how weird they were. Again, another one in Arc V is totally about quizzes. Like all the cards have, you have to like, all right, we're gonna pick a number between 1 and 10. If the number you picked is this, like if I picked 5 and you picked another odd number, then you gain life points, but if you don't, then your monster dies and you take like half of the attack and weird stuff like that. Like those kind of decks always make me interested to see if they actually make them, which they never will. Things like that. So those are my favorite moments. I'll just say that is all the weird stuff that happens in all the shows. And even the Sacred Beasts part in GX. Mostly because they look kind of like the Egyptian gods. So it made it interesting that like, oh, so there's these other really strong cards that are like the Egyptian gods in a way, that can do these weird abilities and have to bring them out in weird ways. Like spell cards need to be out, trap cards need to be out, that kind of thing.
You know, that reminds me. I've always enjoyed like how Yugi actually beat the Slifer deck, because like
Yeah.
it's like one of the only times that you win by deck out.
Yep. And forced him by his own deck to do that.
Yeah, like I just love when they actually get to the point where it's like, oh no, I have this many cards to win or lose.
But also,
like,
to that deck though, that was before the rule of Revival Jam having to make you pay to bring him back by life points. So in the show, you didn't have to pay, so he just kept coming back for free and nothing.
yeah,
So,
nobody actually used Revival Gem in the games.
No,
like,
because you had to freaking actually pay a cost of like 1,000 life points or something stupid.
Yeah, nobody would do it for real.
Not with the cards out now that you can bring something back quicker and for free, to do what you want to do, or for Exceed summons and whatnot.
Yeah, like your dick pendulums.
Yeah, and pendulums and stuff. So,
God, I hate your cards.
They're fine. And it actually, pendulum monsters are the only ones that go to the extra deck. So Revival Gem would have actually went to the graveyard, and you wouldn't have been able to bring it back that way. I think. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. See,
every
pendulum summon is so confusing.
Is a Revival Gem now.
Trying to think of anything else. You have anything else, Nip?
I like the Moki Moki episode, like from GX, mostly because of how laid back and hilarious it was, instead of being like a real serious, like.
Wait, were those the cloud guys?
It was a little fairy that would it then get really angry and humongous and get like.
Oh yeah, the cloud like fairy things. They would get like. Yeah, okay. Now I know which ones you're talking about.
And the guy had the effect of putting people to sleep.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Now I remember that. Yeah, GX is just a fun series, but when it gets dark, it gets really freaking dark.
Like, it took a while for GX to start, and that's why I stopped, because like when I was first watching it, it's just it's
fun.
So episodic and not like an overarching story. Then it turns out I was one episode away from an actual storyline.
What? That should have been probably not even the guy that fakes that he has a Millennium item. It was probably a little bit after that. With, again, I forget the guy's name, but with that alchemy deck is when it starts getting interesting, because I think that's before
It's like when like those 4 people started showing up, and
before, I think that's before. Is it before he fights the vampire lady?
I think
No,
they
it's
do
after.
one person before the vampire later, but
I think he's the last person, and then it starts getting to the Sacred Beast stuff. I think after him.
But yeah, like before any story happened, I stopped and totally fuck it. I should have sticked.
Yeah, no, but I that's the one thing that I know people, everybody, not just you, Neb, that everybody that watches GX, they're like, this is really like cartoony and like way too just random until it gets to that point where then it's just all right, continuous story from then on with the occasional like random stuff going on, which you have to give a break. And actually remembering this, because when I back in college when I was watching GX again, I actually made a deck based on someone's from GX because of how it was played in the show. And when I started playing that deck a little bit, like it's just a fun deck I had, nothing serious, but it was an Amazonas deck. When I got to that fight, the concept of what the cards did was interesting enough that I wanted to make a deck on it. Like one of them is, oh, if you attack and the attack goes through, you can destroy your opponent, one of your opponent's set spell or trap cards. Or it was beforehand, one of the two. Another one was couldn't be destroyed by battle once. But then when I would bring out another card, then they wouldn't be able to be destroyed at all, kind of thing. Like, it was a really cool concept of how it worked together. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is great. We need more Yu-Gi-Oh. We probably will do more Yu-Gi-Oh episodes. Have a plan next week, which we'll get to. But probably should go maybe into more depth of maybe each Yu-Gi-Oh series a little bit more in some episodes. Maybe talk about more of the summoning methods. That would be like a whole episode too. That we can do.
And how some of the best show cards were fucking horrible in the actual card game.
Yeah, that would be a good one too. That would be a lot of research though, because I can only think of a couple off the top of my head.
I can think of the ritual card that Pegasus used, that Thousand Eyes thing.
Relinquished.
Yeah, where basically it was so unstoppable in the show, and yet in real life you could just like de-spell the damn thing and then attack it directly.
Yeah. But you still take life points back from it, but
it's too easy to stop it.
I was gonna say, and technically it was really strong, but they banned Thousand Eyes Restrict, so it kind of became bad because then nobody wants to use Relinquish because they wanted to use Thousand Eye Restrict. Or that one, whatever. I think it was Thousand Eye Restrict. So yeah, we can do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh episodes, and I guess we'll end the episode now with what we're doing next. Do you want to say what it is, Nep? Or should I?
Oh my god, you came up with the craziest idea.
Hey, I didn't come up with it, so I will fully take the credit away from me and say that I got this from the Shonen Jump podcast, which they do on occasion when the manga, the issue in Japan is off for a week. So sometimes they will play Yu-Gi-Oh on the podcast. So because it's all visual and actually not visual, but hearing it, audio, they talk about the cards they play and play a Yu-Gi-Oh game that way. So I played this spell card or trap card and set it down in my trap zone, and I summoned this monster in attack mode. So next time in 2 weeks, we're gonna do that. We're gonna play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh or two via the PS4 game, and we're gonna live stream it but you're not going to see what we're playing. We're just going to play the cards and tell you what we're doing. If we're attacking, we put this monster and set it in defense mode, that kind of thing. We also plan on doing it via the draft or sealed play.
Yeah.
We got to figure out which one we're going to do. So that way we're kind of on an easy playing field because the decks I use is so good against Nep. He gets mad.
Fuck your cards. Oh my God.
So we're going to do it that way. Make it easier for us because it's going to be stupid cards like, oh, we have a 7-colored fish in. We also have a Dark Magician and this random trap card that we might not even use because it's so bad and doesn't work.
And I guarantee you, we're going to have cards of sets that are completely incomplete. Like maybe the left arm of Exodia or like...
And that's it, because that's the choices we had.
Or like polymerization with no fusion monsters.
Yeah, so things like that. So it's going to be fun, just because we have to give you all the things that we want to do, and tell you everything that's going on. And like I said, it was fun. It's a fun listen when the Show and Jump crew did it. So
and read all the rules to the cards to you, and
I forgot about that part.
Taunt each other in between.
Yeah, so clearly we have to tell everybody, because yes, if you played Yu-Gi-Oh or you know the cards, you'll know what the effects are, but we're gonna have to tell the effects, because even though we can see the effects by looking at the cards on the screen, we gotta tell you guys what they're doing, because we're seeing all this stuff happen, but you guys won't. So it's gonna be fun. I really can't wait to do this. And if we like it enough and you guys like it enough, maybe we'll do it more. Not very often, but we'll do it every once in a while.
Well, there's that, but also because the show does it every episode, so why not?
Yes, we have to do it every episode. We'll do another sidecast, Yu-Gi-Oh sidecast of us just playing immediately after this one. Definitely not happening. So that's gonna be the next week. Any other last thoughts there, Nep, before we close this out?
So I activate this magic card, and it was Smite all along.
Sorry, Nep, I'm sorry, but I have to cut you off because I have all 5 pieces of Exodia in my hand already. I'm just going to say I win, and that's it. Sorry, you lose. All right, guys, and with that, let the voice of love take you higher.